Welcome to Heal the World Show podcast, brought to you by the Healing Institute. I'm Parmelia Parham. I am the CEO and the founder of the Healing Institute, and we are a worldwide online hub of holistic practitioners. We are really wanting to make a difference with health and healing in the world globally. All of our practitioners are amazing. They actually get to the root cause of what's going on with you. And so we like to have a consultation, a complimentary one, so that we can have a conversation with you and really find out what you need from us. So we're not a cookie cutter. We're not a one size fits all. We really work with you as the client to see what you need. Now, the Healing Institute, I created it because I'm calling it an institute because I'm really passionate about educating people about how to be well and how to stay well. We're all on a health journey, so let's make that a proactive health journey. And I've been using holistic ways of being well for over 30 years, so I definitely know it works. And one of the reasons that I created the Healing Institute was because we did have a tragedy in our family a number of years ago when my mom passed away at a very young age. She was only 61, and it was due to complications because she'd been on a medication for a long time. And so it happened right before Christmas, the 15th of December. I was 5 months pregnant with my son. And I say it's not only a tragedy that she died at a young age, but it was a tragedy because my children did not get to meet their grandmother. And I really don't want that happening for any other families. So I have been creating and working and interviewing with this podcast now for nearly 2.5 years. Today is actually our 126th episode. And every week I invite someone to come and talk about their area of expertise. And today I am delighted to have Marie Piplovic with us. Marie is one of our holistic practitioners. The theme for March is Manifesting March. And so we're actually going to be talking about manifesting breath for your best health, because Marie is an amazing facilitator for breath work. So welcome, Marie. It's wonderful to have you here today. I'm
Uh,
excited to have this
Awesome.
conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here today.
So let's
Yes.
let's tell our listeners a little bit about your background as a conscious breathing
Yes.
facilitator.
Yes. Well, I got into conscious breathing because it was something I needed for my health. So we'll just say that I was in a deep state of depletion, and I sort of happened to run into somebody who shared conscious breathing, and it just resonated, and I started learning it. And at that time in my life, it became really my foundation for my health, for manifesting better health. And so it just became a part of my life, is still a part of my life, and something that I realized something I could share with others, because it really is for me, and I think for everybody, you'll find that it's the most accessible doorway to regulating our nervous system. It
Mm.
also helps us to reconnect with ourselves and to actually shift the patterns that keep us in fatigue and overwhelm and disconnection in a state of depletion. So the breath is a great starting point. And when you change it, you actually can change your state. Your breath can help you change your state. It can help you learn to make different choices and to really start manifesting better things in your life.
Everything's better. Well, and I think we forget that we can breathe.
Yes,
It's
yes.
something we do automatically and we don't even think about it. And so when we're consciously doing the breath work of those deep breaths, or as I've been so fortunate to be part of some of the breathing exercises that you do. When we learn different types of ways of breathing, it really does calm our nervous system. And I
Mm,
think we're, in the world today, regardless of where you're at, we're at a very heightened our nervous system is really
Mhm.
over heightened, if I can say that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we really need to find these tools, and conscious breath is definitely one of them,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
tool that will help us um, calm our nervous system.
Absolutely, because we can use it intentionally. It
Yes,
doesn't
yes.
have to just be automatic. And usually if it's automatic and like if we're in a fight or flight state of being and mind, we aren't breathing well. We might be breathing shallow. And so
Mhm.
when we can pause and stop and tune into our breath and breathe intentionally, we can actually slow it. We can bring more clarity and calm into our life. And so it really is a way to support our whole body and our health. Yes.
Yes, and there's so many different ways of doing conscious breathing. Let's talk a little bit about that, and share with our listeners and the people who are watching the video
Mhm.
the different types of breathing. Now, I know just from learning from you, there's the box breath, but there's other types of breathing that as well, right?
Oh, there's so many different techniques out there that are shared and so many like what do I want to say? Flavors of those
Flavors. That's a great,
techniques.
yeah.
So you can have the box breath, you can have kind of a coherent breath, which Stephen Elliott created, and then you have flavors of that. There's conscious connected breathing. There's just so many different modalities and so many different ways to breathe. There's one breath that's kind of like a fountain breath. There's all different names. And then like even schools might change those names to something that is more interesting for students. They might talk about um, a blowing bubble breath or a blow out the candle breath, which is
Mhm.
they're just different flavors of all the techniques that we have. Humming is a breathing
Mhm.
technique. So there's
So
so
you
many out
can't
there.
get
I mean,
bored.
you breathe in in yoga, a lot of breathing techniques, qigong, tai chi, you know, all of those modalities all use conscious breathing. So it's
Yes.
everywhere and it's becoming very popular now. It's people are becoming aware of it and they're using it. I was just reading in the ARP magazine today. I set it down here. They're talking about the vagal nerve and
Hmm. Hmm.
and stimulating that. And I cut out a little sheet because guess what's the first thing on here? Slow diaphragmatic belly breathing. That's
Yeah.
another one. Um, so that's one of the ways to actually stimulate that vagal nerve and help to bring you into a state of rest and digest. And then, of course, it has on here meditation while breathing is also a form of meditation for many. For me, it is because as you're breathing, you're slowing down and you can actually get into a meditative state. Um, and then it also, at the very bottom, it talks about humming. So even in
Perfect.
art, you're getting there's it's out there. People are becoming aware of it and learning it about it. And my what I really like to encourage people to do is not look at it as a right or wrong way or a right or a technique. You have to do the technique a certain way. I look at it as you have to breathe your way. So you can
Yeah.
take these techniques and then you bring them into what works for you. Like maybe somebody that does a coherent breath or a balanced breath of, say, about 5 counts, 6 counts. Maybe for you it's 3 or 4. It's like you're on a spectrum. You use it as tools to support your body because everybody's different.
Yes, and that's why it's so wonderful to have so many different types of breathing
Hmm.
because everyone is different.
Right.
So what might work for one person, might not work for another person.
Right. And it also affects our behavior. How we
Hmm.
breathe is sort of a behavioral thing as well. So we can come back to just a breath that's very close to our natural breath. Some folks call it the triangle breath. It's an inhale, exhale, pause. It's a very close
Oh,
to what
yes.
we naturally do. And that's a very soothing breath. And so, even just being conscious of our breathing without even worrying about what technique, we don't want to make breathing work. We don't want to make
No,
it, oh God, I have to breathe a certain way. I think what we want to do is we want to just tune into it and then we could slightly adjust it for what we need in the moment.
certainly
Yeah.
I found that it has, helped me when I'm starting to feel anxious about something, and I can feel myself getting concerned, or my anxiety is starting to ramp up, and then I remember, yes, okay, now, because then I'm shallow breathing, and so
Yeah.
it's not going to change. So then I can say, okay, yes, slow your breath down, do a big inhale, a big exhale. I know in the groups that you and I are part of, sometimes you do get us to exhale and hum, and that's
Yes,
really cool.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like that.
Well, we're in such a state of rushing, doing, a lot of us are just constantly in this state. And what happens is that that makes our breath out of sync
Hmm.
with our body. And it also restricts, we're not breathing fully, deeply, and really using our diaphragm when we're constantly in that state of being hurried. And it also then affects our emotions
Yeah,
when
most
we're in that
definitely.
state.
Yeah,
And so breathing is just right here. We have it. We don't have to go to the yoga studio to get it. You
yeah.
can. I mean, obviously they have breathing techniques they're using there, but you don't. You can do it right here, right now, sitting here, and you can access it. And it allows you to just kind of come into that state of rest in the moment. So,
And
yeah,
I think it's a beautiful technique to actually do on a regular basis throughout the day,
right.
because that will help us help our nervous system stay regulated and not get hyper. So
Yeah,
so regardless, I certainly find when I'm calm, things can show up in my life as they do because it's life. But I don't react. I don't have a negative reaction,
right,
or I'm not concerned right away because I'm feeling calmer. And I
right.
and I think that's really, really important for people to understand how they themselves can all, calm their nervous system.
Yeah. It's something we can control.
Hmm. Which
Yeah.
is great because there's a lot going on in the world that we can't
I,
control right now.
that's
So
right. So much. And so, yeah. So it kind of helps you. You can control it. You can return to yourself. You can give yourself a little boost in the whenever you need it. It's, yeah, it creates that space
yeah.
that we all need. It might even help with decision making,
Mm.
pausing, taking a breath,
Yeah, just thinking about,
yeah,
if you're trying to make a decision about something that is, um, you don't know which way to go, you're not sure what decision is
hmm
going to be the right decision, then yeah, take a few minutes, just pause, do some deep breathing, do the belly breath, do the triangle breath, do the box breath. Let's talk about the box breath because maybe people don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's something that emergency responders have used for many years to help calm folks uh, and bring them into a more positive state.
Mhm.
So it's inhale for a count of four, pause for a count of four, exhale for a count of four, pause for a count of four. And you just continue that pattern. And I have experience with not necessarily emergency responders, but I do have experience in a situation where I found a friend of mine who had died. And so, the police came and uh, they were asking me for her ID and all kinds of things, and I'm in there thinking, looking everywhere for her ID, not finding it. And they kept saying, "Are you okay? Should we call the trauma response?" And I'm going, "Oh, I'm fine. I already knew breathing, right? I already was a conscious breathing facilitator at the time, but it, it, I forgot. Okay, so I'm
Mhm.
running around looking everywhere for her driver's license. Her purse is on the table. I look at her purse, can't find the driver's license. Her wallet's on the table. I look at her wallet, can't find the driver's license. And eventually the policeman said to me, "Well, it's right here on the table next to her wallet." And when he said that, he looked at me and he says, "I'm calling trauma response." And I said, "Okay." And so the first thing, the person that came to support
Mhm.
me in that moment, "Let's sit down and let's do the box breath." And I'm like going, "Oh God." I had that tool in my pocket the whole time. But because of that,
That
finding
situation.
somebody in that, state, I
You
forgot.
forgot. Yeah, because we're
And so,
human. Yeah.
but having support, so having somebody come and remind me, guess what? You could use your breath. And that was the first thing we did. We sat down and I go, "Oh, gee, I know this," and that got me back to a state. So even the policeman was able to see that I was out of
Hmm.
sync. I wasn't clear. And so just having somebody remember. And so that box breath is one that a lot of emergency responders use
Yeah.
because it is yeah, it's wonderful.
It's so good at them getting you calm and thinking, um,
Yeah, and
uh,
clarity.
clarity, um, which, that situation that you just described would be very unnerving in that you're not quite sure, you don't know what to do. And,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
it was like, and I was in my heart with her. Before the policeman showed up, I was okay. But when he got there and started asking me questions, that's when I kind of like,
mhm,
I got out of my heart, I think,
yeah,
and you could even a heart breath, breathing
yeah,
in your heart. Heart math talks about that,
perfect. Yeah,
focusing on the heart. So there's just, it's just such a powerful tool that we all already
yes.
have. We don't have to go and buy it. It's
Yeah, let's
there.
talk. And just as you mentioned, heart math. Well, we know that there's an institute in California that studies how the heart and the brain communicate.
Yes.
And so when we're actually breathing consciously, not just intuitively, but intentionally,
Yes.
um, then our brains are going to be working a lot better.
Right. Well, they're working together
Yeah, they
instead
work
of,
together.
you know, the brain kind of tends to go off into wherever, the past, the future. The heart's always in the present, is
Yeah,
the way
well
I look
said.
at it. So if I can come back to my heart, I'm going to be in the moment. But if I'm in my head, I'm usually in the past or I'm usually in the future. Usually I'm worried about something or it's just, so bringing it back to the heart allows that brain to calm down a little bit. So, yeah.
Because we never know what situations we might be in and how we have to be thinking clearly.
Yes.
And when our emotions, I know I've had that experience too, when my emotions are all over the place, I am not thinking clearly at all.
No, you're not. No, it's yeah. And
So
we all
having
get
it,
there.
yeah,
We're all in I think we're all work in progress.
oh, absolutely. I agree
All
with you.
and so
Absolutely.
so
And then to use the breath to manifest our health, well, that is just kind of the beginning, isn't it? Just to make sure that we are
yeah.
breathing
Yeah.
um, with intention
Yes.
so that we can then look at our life with intention,
Mm-hmm.
um, and manifest our intentions, state our
Yeah.
intentions, what you want to
Yeah.
have, whether it's, your health or your career, finances, whatever it is. Um, always starts with the breath. So,
Yes. And I don't know if you noticed, but most hypnotists start with breathing. Most
yes.
Meditation start with
Yeah,
breathing. So it is, I think it's just a key part of everything that we do in our life is to really be
absolutely.
intentional with our breath. It's just such a powerful tool, and so, we have it. Um, it supports our emotions. It supports calming our
Mhm.
emotions. It if we're breathing better, we can improve our sleep, we can improve our digestion. It helps us with stress, dealing with stress. Um, there's just so many things that it can start to help support. It supports us in so many ways. It's like that bridge between the heart, the mind. It's there. It's such a great tool.
And when I have been in situations where I remembered to breathe, um, it doesn't, the situation, if it's an anxiety situation, doesn't seem to be quite so bad.
Right,
There's, I can sort of then see how I can navigate whatever that might be. Um, but it's perfect to be able to know that we have this amazing tool that's inside us that's easy. We don't have to
right,
pay, we don't have to go buy it. We don't have to find
right.
it somewhere. It's
Yeah.
here, right
We just have
in
to access it,
just access it.
and
Exactly.
and bring focus, attention to it.
Mhm.
Become aware of it. Awareness is the key. We have
Oh,
awareness
yes.
is becoming aware of your breath, just as it is the start. And if we have time, I could do a short little
Oh,
practice
that would be perfect. Yes.
if you
Yes. Yeah,
want.
we do. We have time. Let's do
Do
that.
you do you want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll just I won't go too long with you. But I'm going to use this is called a love tuner. It's just a little whistle. But I'm
Mm,
going to use this to kind of get us started.
okay.
So when you hear the sound of this love tuner, close your eyes. See if you can let your body settle just a little. Be here now in this moment without changing anything. Let your attention land on your breath and notice it. Notice it without judging it or without changing it. We're just becoming aware. Place a hand on your belly, and as you breathe, feel the movement, the rise and fall of that belly as you inhale and exhale. See if you can inhale really long, slow, full, so you can feel that belly rise. And when you exhale, feel it flatten. So really become intentional with that. And now let's switch, if you aren't already, to breathing in and out through your nose if you can. And let's begin a balanced breathing pattern. And this is a flavor of the Coherent Breath by Stephen Elliott. So with this balanced breathing pattern, what you'll want to do is keep your inhales and exhales about the same pace, the same count, the same length. So that might be inhale for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4. Or maybe it's a count of 5 for you. Start where you're at, and then if you can slow it down, slow it down. Or maybe you might feel more at ease if you repeat a silent affirmation instead of counting. Or maybe you have a mantra that's your favorite. So, for example, as you inhale, you could silently say something to yourself like, I am. And then on the exhale, here, now. And then repeat that mantra with each inhale and exhale. Repeat that affirmation, whatever it is you find is helpful. Sometimes this is a little softer way to keep that length and pace the same without having to really count and focus on that. So if you want, create your own affirmation and give yourself permission to relax your body. Notice if your breathing begins to move a little slower. Maybe it moves a little lower. Maybe it feels wider, more expansive. Or maybe it just feels a little more free. Begin to notice that. Now, on your next breath, exhale with a long, slow, extended hum. And feel that vibration of that hum in your body. Feel it in the back of your throat. And go ahead and do it again. Inhale. Mm. Notice how humming allows you to extend that so long, a lot longer than when you try to count. Gets you into a relaxed state. Now take a moment to notice what feels different. Maybe there's a little more space in your chest. Maybe there's like a softening of your body in your belly. Or maybe it's you feel more present in your body. Whatever it is, just take this moment to notice it. Maybe you can feel your feet on the floor. That's what I'm feeling right now. I have bare feet and I can feel heat, sweat. I'm settled in, I'm relaxed. So when you hear the sound of the love tuner, open your eyes and then you can bring your attention back to the room. Oops. This is the power of conscious breathing. It doesn't have to be dramatic.
That was beautiful. Thank you
It
so much.
just, it, yeah, it just needs to be gentle and yours.
Oh, now I feel very relaxed for the rest of our day. Well, that
Yes.
was just delightful. I'm so glad that we did that. That you offered that exercise as we've finished our podcast today. So to connect with you, I'm going to put it in the show notes. But it's Marie's email, Marie at
Mhm.
breatheflowshine.com. So
Yep.
you can get in touch with her and let her teach you all the beautiful breathing techniques that she has. So, as
Yeah.
the Healing Institute, we have a vision that we are creating a community of health practitioners, as I mentioned earlier, that customize the treatments for you. And our motto is service with love. And we have a big ask. Please let all of your community, your contacts, your colleagues, your family, your friends know about the Healing Institute and about our amazing practitioners that we have at the Healing Institute. And you got to meet one today, Marie Piplovic. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you. So, and then can I just leave a closing thought for
I would
everyone?
love that. Yes, go right ahead.
I just want to offer that may each intentional breath become a quiet way of manifesting the health your body has probably been asking for.
Yes, our bodies are very smart, and they
Yes,
do let us know when we haven't been paying attention. So
yes, yes,
by breathing, that will be one way of paying attention for sure.
absolutely. So thank you
All
so
right.
much, Premilia.
Oh, thanks again, Bree.